ओम असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय शांति शांति शांति। नमस्कार, शुभ सन्ध्या। आज विवेकानंद साइंस सार्केल द्वारा आयोजित এই অনুষ্ঠানটি রাধারানী দেবী এবং দুর্গারানী চক্রবর্তীর স্মরণে নামাঙ্কিত। আমাদের ইনস্টিটিউটের রীতি অনুযায়ী যাদের স্মরণে এই সন্ধ্যাগুলি আয়োজন করা হয় তাদের সম্পর্কে খুব সংক্ষিপ্তভাবে আমরা কয়েকটি কথা আলোচনা করি। রাধারানী দেবী অধুনা বাংলাদেশের অন্তর্গত যশোহর জেলার এক সংস্কৃতি সম্পন্ন সম্ভ্রান্ত বংশের কন্যা ছিলেন। পিতা ধরণীধর হালদার স্বনামধন্য চিকিৎসক ছিলেন। বাংলাদেশের অন্তর্গত খুলনা জেলার কাটিপাড়া গ্রামের জমিদার কেশবলাল ঘোষের পুত্র ফণীন্দ্রনাথ ঘোষের সঙ্গে রাধারানী দেবীর বিবাহ সুসম্পন্ন হয়। অসাধারণ মেধার অধিকারিণী রাধারানী দেবী নিজ শ্রেণীতে সর্বদা প্রথম স্থান অধিকার করতেন। তিনি যশোহর জেলার বৃত্তি পরীক্ষায় প্রথম স্থান অধিকার করে স্বর্ণপদকও লাভ করেছিলেন। রাধারানী দেবী এক অসাধারণ সংস্কৃতি সম্পন্না মহিলা ছিলেন। তাঁর পবিত্র জীবন, ধর্মনিষ্ঠা, সহিষ্ণুতা, সমবেদনা এবং নিরভিমান ব্যক্তিত্ব সকলের শ্রদ্ধার বিষয়। এই স্মারক বক্তৃতা রাধারানী দেবীর কন্যা শ্রীমতী ভারতী ঘোষের পৃষ্ঠপোষকতায় আয়োজিত। দুর্গারানী চক্রবর্তী পশ্চিমবঙ্গের বীরভূম জেলার অন্তর্গত রামপুরহাটে ইংরাজি 1923 খ্রিস্টাব্দের শ্রী শ্রী দুর্গা পঞ্চমীর দিন এক সম্ভ্রান্ত ও প্রতিষ্ঠিত পরিবারে জন্মগ্রহণ করেন। তাঁর পিতৃকুল বন্দ্যোপাধ্যায় পরিবার তাদের পেশাগত ও সেবামূলক কাজকর্মের জন্য রামপুরহাটের মানুষের কাছে তারা জনপ্রিয় ছিলেন। এছাড়া পরিবারে নিয়মিত সংস্কৃত দর্শনশাস্ত্র ও ধর্ম বিষয়ক পাঠ ও চর্চার প্রচলন ছিল। তাঁর পিতা শ্রী গিরীন্দ্রনাথ এবং মাতা শ্রীমতী স্নেহলতা দেবী অত্যন্ত অতিথিপরায়ণ ব্যক্তিত্ব ছিলেন। গিরীন্দ্রনাথের 7 পুত্র ও 1 কন্যার মধ্যে দুর্গারানী চতুর্থ সন্তান। তাঁর সকল ভ্রাতাই নিজ নিজ পেশায় স্বদেশে ও বিদেশে সুপ্রতিষ্ঠিত ছিলেন। রক্ষণশীল পরিবারে দায়িত্বনিষ্ঠ ছিলেন। তথাপি বিদ্যার প্রতি প্রবল অনুরাগ এবং শিক্ষার আকর্ষণে তিনি তার গৃহশিক্ষকের মাধ্যমে বিভিন্ন বিষয়ে জ্ঞান অর্জন করেছেন। 1949 খ্রিস্টাব্দে কলকাতার এক সম্ভ্রান্ত একান্নবর্তী পরিবারে দুর্গারানীর বিবাহ বন্ধনে আবদ্ধ হন। স্বামী সুবোধচন্দ্র চক্রবর্তী বহুজাতিক সংস্থা ম্যাকিনন অ্যান্ড ম্যাকিনজিতে কর্মরত ছিলেন। সাধুতা, নিষ্ঠা ও উচ্চশিক্ষায় আগ্রহী চক্রবর্তী পরিবার অঞ্চলে বিশেষ খ্যাতি ও পরিচিতি লাভ করেন। সুবোধচন্দ্র 1970 খ্রিস্টাব্দে পরলোক গমন করেন। তাঁর 2 পুত্র শ্যামল ও নির্মল এবং কন্যা রীতা সকলেই তখন কলেজ কিংবা বিদ্যালয়ে পাঠরত। দুর্গারানীর কর্তব্যনিষ্ঠা, পরোপকারিতা, সহনশীলতা, বিরূপ পরিবেশকে স্বাভাবিকভাবে নিয়ন্ত্রণ করার মানসিকতা ছিল দৃষ্টান্তস্বরূপ। 2005 খ্রিস্টাব্দের 21শে জুলাই বৃহস্পতিবার গুরু পূর্ণিমার পুণ্যতিথিতে দুর্গারানী প্রয়াত হন। এই স্মারক বক্তৃতা দুর্গারানী চক্রবর্তীর পুত্র শ্রী শ্যামল চক্রবর্তী এবং কন্যা শ্রীমতী রীতা বন্দ্যোপাধ্যায়ের পৃষ্ঠপোষকতায় আয়োজিত। আমরা ইনস্টিটিউটের তরফে তাদের সকলকে সাদর সম্ভাষণ এবং অভ্যর্থনা জানাই। আজ বিবেকানন্দ সায়েন্স সার্কেল দ্বারা আয়োজিত রাধারানী দেবী ও দুর্গারানী চক্রবর্তী স্মারক বক্তৃতা প্রদান করবেন ডক্টর পবিত্র পাল চৌধুরী, ফর্মারলি প্রফেসর অ্যান্ড হেড অ্যাপ্লাইড স্ট্যাটিস্টিক্স ইউনিট, ইন্ডিয়ান স্ট্যাটিস্টিক্যাল ইনস্টিটিউট, কলকাতা। তার আলোচনার বিষয় এভলিউশন অফ কম্পিউটার টেকনোলজি ফ্রম pre-semiconductor era towards quantum computer and artificial intelligence। আরও কয়েকটি কথা তাঁর সম্পর্কে না জানালেই নয়। ডক্টর পাল চৌধুরী 1990 সালে কলকাতা বিশ্ববিদ্যালয় থেকে কম্পিউটার সায়েন্সে পিএইচডি করেন। তারপরে তিনি ইন্ডিয়ান স্ট্যাটিস্টিক্যাল ইনস্টিটিউটের সঙ্গে যুক্ত ছিলেন, যে কথা আপনারা জেনেছেন। এছাড়াও উনি ডিপার্টমেন্ট অফ ম্যাথমেটিক্স অ্যান্ড কম্পিউটার সায়েন্স, ক্যাফলিন ইউনিভার্সিটি, সাউথ ক্যালিফোর্নিয়া, সেখানেও কিছুদিন অধ্যাপনা করেন। বহু দশক ধরে শিক্ষা এবং গবেষণার সঙ্গে সম্পৃক্ত থাকার জন্য তিনি এই ক্ষেত্রে তার স্বকীয়তা এবং অবদানের জন্য বিশেষ রূপে ছাত্রছাত্রীদের কাছে স্মরণীয় হয়ে রয়েছেন। এছাড়া আমাদের রামকৃষ্ণ এবং মঠ মিশনের সঙ্গেও তার একটি আত্মিক যোগাযোগ রয়েছে। তার পিতা সুধীরচন্দ্র পাল চৌধুরী ছিলেন শ্রীরামকৃষ্ণের ডিরেক্ট ডিসাইপল অর্থাৎ অখণ্ডানন্দজির শিষ্য, এবং রেণুকা বালা পাল চৌধুরী অর্থাৎ তার জননী তিনি ছিলেন ঠাকুরের আরেকজন ডিরেক্ট সন্ন্যাসী ডিসাইপল বিজ্ঞানানন্দজির শিষ্যা। আর বেশি বিলম্ব না করে আমি ডক্টর পবিত্র পাল চৌধুরীকে অনুরোধ করি তিনি তার আজকের এই ভাষণ শুরু করুন, এবং স্যারের বক্তৃতার পরে খুব সংক্ষিপ্তভাবে তিনি আপনাদের যদি কোনো প্রশ্ন থাকে সেগুলিরও তিনি উত্তর দেবেন। ধন্যবাদ, নমস্কার।
শুভ সন্ধ্যা সবাইকে। প্রথমেই ঠাকুর মা স্বামীজিকে অখণ্ড প্রণাম জানাই। ওনাদের আশীর্বাদ যেন আমাদের ওপর বর্ষিত হয়। এটা হচ্ছে একটা কমেমোরেটিভ লেকচার, সেই জন্য মাই প্রণাম টু দি ডিপার্টেড সোল রাধারানী ঘোষ, দুর্গারানী চক্রবর্তী, in memory of whom this lecture has been arranged. And by this, I am getting honored, blessed, definitely blessed and privileged. Close relatives of these persons, departed souls, who have arranged this, I remain grateful to them for this arrangement. My pranam to Secretary Maharaj, Suparnananda ji, for providing me this opportunity to share with you my views on this topic. Lastly, my pranam to all of you, pranam shubhecha o bhalobasha to all of you. Before beginning, I would like to tell you one fond memory, my childhood memory. I was in class 5, Bhupendra Smriti Vidyalaya, promoted to class 5 from primary school 1 to 4. What I noticed that our headmaster Mashai, Rashmon Bhattacharya, I clearly remember this day. Whenever he enters class 5 class, always he in this way entering in the class, as if he is paying namaskar to all the children of class 5. Back home, I asked my father, what is happening? One aged person paying namaskar to us. My father said he is actually paying namaskar to God, because God is everybody, with all the children. Next, I start my talk in this topic. But before going entry into this computer technology, its evolution, towards its evolution, I want to say this section 1, as you can see. Human civilization is estimated to be 10,000 years old, and it has passed through several revolutions. Number 1, I can see this wheel, fire and steam engine can be designated as civilization stage 1. Now civilization stage 2, civilization stage 2, we may designate it with the electricity, introduction of electricity. Just think about that. Yes, electricity, mass production and assembly line. Now we know that electricity flows through our human body also. But suppose electricity, we do not know anything, then what kind of civilization you can anticipate? So this second block of civilization is electricity, mass production, assembly line. The third one, we can designate it as the computer. Third one. Oh, acha. This electricity, experimental discovery of electromagnetic wave in the form of radio waves is 1887. During that time, Nikola Tesla also pioneered this AC current. And at that time, our Swamiji was only 27 years old young man. He was quite aware of these facts. He engaged with discussions with Nikola Tesla, possibly in 1896. ওটা নিয়েছো? না, তার আগেরটা Yes. So in 1896, our Swamiji engaged himself with Nikola Tesla for some discussion. He introduced the Vedantic interpretation of energy, and Nikola Tesla presented to him his thesis on electricity and his vision on wireless world. Now we see the wireless world all around us, wireless world. Now one thing I'm sure, I have the reference also. These two visionaries, one Nikola Tesla and our Swamiji, they were convinced in one aspect, that science and spirituality can move forward hand in hand. Because I got some information about Nikola Tesla, who lived a long life up to 86 or 87. He tried all through his life to relate mathematically whatever Swamiji narrated to him about the Vedantic interpretation of energy. Next, computers invented by Charles Babbage. You can see his image, and automation includes electronic revolution. Old timers can recollect that we had previously, last century, mid last century, we had valve radios. Similarly, valve computers were there. Then transistor came, then large scale integration came, and very large scale integration came, and miniaturization of chips looks like this. You can have handful of them in your pocket, but just think over that valve computers were two-storied building, almost same performance. Next please. So third industrial revolution saw various generations of computers, but the processing of big data, I'll try to explain what I meant by big data, necessitates the introduction of distributed architecture, many CPUs at various locations. First, let me tell you, whatever in nature we want to embed those things in scientific forum, because this is our brain and main memory also we have. So single processor, single CPU architecture, von Neumann architecture. He is called the father of modern computers because stored program control. What is meant by stored program control? One program residing in the main memory taken one after another to execute it. That theme, we are also continuing with that theme. Only exception is distributed computing. In 1990 onwards, I remember one thing, that parallel computing paradigm came in the sense many CPUs will be working simultaneously. CPUs are becoming cheaper, that's why it is available. And we thought that all the computation things will be over because many CPUs will be parallelly we can connect. But I want to remind you one thing, we cannot think two things at a time. Our CPU is only one CPU. But we have discovered this distributed architecture means many CPUs at different locations can work for better performance. The fourth industrial revolution is cyber internet communication system, bigger distributed computing at different geographic locations, and you might have heard this cloud computing, etc. This is the fourth one. Next please. Also we got the artificially intelligent machines which are being learned by programs or algorithms. What do you mean by programs? Definite steps describing how to solve a problem. This is algorithm, and whenever the steps are translated into some form of language, computer language, this becomes programs. So see, we got artificially intelligent machines. They are being learned by programs only. Please note it down. They are learned by programs or algorithms. But human mind doesn't process algorithmically. Yudhishthir was asked about the human mind, what is the highest speed? What is the highest speed in this universe? Our mind, that's true. But we do not process, in mind in general cannot process algorithmically. And hence we cannot get creative minds out of AI. I want to emphasize on this. We cannot get creative minds from AI. Further, according to Upanishad, intuition is the uppermost instinct of human mind. For example, a frog is driving a car, everywhere correct sentence, but carries no meaning because our intuition says it cannot be possible. Next please. In the lowest level, computers can perform only elementary operations. Our computers can perform only elementary operations like this. Electronic circuits can do add and subtract, move some information in terms of zeros and ones, because computers understands only zeros and ones. Please note it down. From one place to another, to take a decision yes or no under certain circumstances. The only two characteristics by which computers supersede the capacity of human race is speed and doing job tirelessly. Please. Then I want to tell you, it is a story that goes back about 35 years. Around 1990, due to some technological revolution, we saw the concept of cell phones. Now cell phones can perform multiple jobs, starting with normal phone behavior. We can do photography, video chatting and what not. But following events we cannot ignore. Hope everybody remembers Kodak company. It's a very sad, everybody, all of us know this. Kodak company during 1998, employee strength of this company was around 1,70,000. All the photography around the world, almost 85% were done in Kodak camera, but by the next decade, The company sets up completely. And all the employees had to be diminished. This is a very sad news. In a similar fashion, many renowned companies had to be shut down. HMT, Dynoda TV, Murphy, Rajdut, and our ambassador, Hindmotor, Ambassador car also. Please. The main reason for winding up of the above companies, they were not ready to invest for upgradation. But we have to keep in our mind that whenever there was a technological breakthrough, every time it brought a huge positive change in our socio-economic situations. As you can see, that first wheel and fire, we have been upgraded, and this steam engine by James Watt, developed by James Watt, motor by Michael Faraday, lamp by Edison, please. Telephone by Graham Bell, and transistor by Martin Edel. It is 1948, okay? But it took long 10 years to implement this transistor in the second generation of computers. We got second generation of computers with the help of transistors only 1958, although it was discovered 48. Next please. Microprocessor is an evolution of digital processing leading us to miniaturization and high-speed processing during 1980s. The starting timeline of AIs are almost same. 1990, AI resurfaced, driven by neural networks and WWW. You see the term neural networks. Our nervous systems, it has been coined. Neural networks and WWW internet. 1997 saw this IBM's Deep Blue defeats this Garry Kasparov in the chess game. That is a very one milestone in artificial intelligence. Garry Kasparov getting defeated. Next, late 90s in daily life products like Roomba, 206 to 10, Twitter, Facebook, Netflix began using AI for algorithms related to advertisement. Last line, 2011, IBM Watson, varieties of softwares were developed. Softwares means programs were developed by IBM. Next please. Next decade onwards, AI boom continued in deep learning and generative AI. What do you mean by deep learning? Suppose all the works of Rabindranath Tagore are being learnt in a machine. All the works. So will it help us to get a new kind of Rabindranath? No, not at all possible. Only input are different data already existing by Rabindranath Tagore and programming by our programmers. So no help. I will talk about this again. 2023 AI-powered portraits flooded museums worldwide. Then interestingly, 2024 Chemistry Nobel developing an AI model to solve 3D protein structures having enormous potential in drug design. I will try to explain what do I understand about drug design in an intuitive way. Similarly, Physics Nobel also, the foundation was done, that's why he was awarded this Nobel Prize, machine learning with artificial neural networks, which are instrumental in modern AI systems. So it is not at all a surprise that AI currently is almost, I have said almost because in my view, it is not yet even 50%, almost in full bloom. Next please. Next, let me tell you one short thing. David Deutsch, a British physicist, is referred as the father of quantum computing. In classical electronic computers, we call John von Neumann due to the von Neumann model, stored program control model. Next, 1980, the formulation of universal quantum Turing machine laid the foundation stone actually for quantum computations. Next. Whenever a new technology arrives, as you know, we have already discussed, people are scared with job prospects, downsizing, cost of living, etc., etc. But most of the time, it opens a lots of opportunity for people to survive, which is called breakthrough with new equilibrium. Example, you can already see Ola Uber is a company involved in hiring cars, but surprisingly Ola Uber doesn't possess any car. With an introduction of just software, Uber is nowadays the largest car hiring company. Next you come Airbnb hotel or OYO, the same case. But the hotel industry didn't vanish. Due to their arrival, hotel industry didn't vanish. Please. So conclusion of the section 1, just like think over that a few decades ago, particularly old timers can recollect that we had STD booths which ceased to exist due to the mobile revolution. The converted STD booths were mobile recharge shops. Again, with the introduction of online recharging, those shops were converted into new mobile purchase shops or mobile repairing shops. Again, just see the competitors of mobile purchase shops like Amazon, Flipkart, etc. The fittest will go on surviving, another rule of nature. Definition of cash money is changing fast and becoming plastic money. That is credit card, debit card, introduction of mobile wallet, etc. Again, with the introduction of mobile wallets, it is to be seen how many days the credit cards, debit cards survive. Nowadays, Paytm is also playing a significant role for transmitting money from one place to another. So the whole message is, from the section 1, we have to adapt ourselves to every new environment, particularly the scientific and technological upgrades. Change of computation paradigm starting from von Neumann to this age, to the present. From the mid of last century, we had gradually traveled through various generations of computers, namely from bulk computers to transistor computers to large-scale integration to very large-scale integration, etc. Now, I wanted to convince you with certain points. What is the speed of the fastest supercomputer nowadays? Frontier at Reach National Lab. I didn't visit it, but I visited Argonne Lab in Chicago. I hope there also the supercomputers exist. This Reach National Lab is more than 1 exaflop. Flop is nothing but floating point operations per second. Floating point means with decimal point or real numbers, what you say. So, okay. So, is that speed good enough? That I am going to discuss. Remember, computer speed is measured in how many floating point operations can be done in 1 second. Now, 1 million operations is 10 to the power 12 flops, which is called 1 teraflop, and 1 petaflop is nothing 1000 trillion, that means 10 to the power 15 flops, and 1 exaflop is 1000 petaflops, this is nothing but 10 to the power 18 flops. Now, side by side, supercomputer in India CDAC speed is 13 petaflops. I hope it has been, I said this data is some old. I think our intelligence is quite getting enriched day by day. I hope we will be catching up soon. Next question, whether the speed of computers is sufficient to cope with the big data problem? First, let me tell you what do we mean by big data. A few decades back, another one story I am going to tell you. A few decades back, some vendor came to our institute to sell big data analytics software. That time, we were doing some research on two-dimensional cellular automata. On a two-dimensional grid, this is a two-dimensional grid, cells are arranged in M rows and N columns. M rows and N columns. So, any cell is surrounded, nearest neighbors is up, down, left, right, and 4 diagonal neighbors. So, 8 neighbors closest. If we consider only closest neighbors, okay, not farthest any, only closest neighbors, then only this 8 neighbor and self. But I am not trying to introduce you to Boolean functions. Please get from me that the number of Boolean functions we have to explore is nothing but 2 to the power 2 to the power 9. It is nothing but 2 to the power 512. So to sense how big is the number, next slide. So 10 to the power 18 flops can be done in 1 second by our supercomputer. So 2 to the power 512 operations can be done in these seconds. So if this second is converted into hour, then day, then year, then millions of years will be required. So I asked the vendors how to get each of these Boolean functions so that total research is complete. Without having any real clue from the vendors, we studied a far lower number of functions. We know the 9 variable linear Boolean functions is only 512. Next, what are the uses of supercomputers? Drug design, nuclear fusion. I'll try to devote 3 to 4 minutes on each of these topics. Drug design, okay. Now next. This is the DNA sequence or any gene sequence consisting of the ATCGs. It looks like this one. Okay, any position can be 4 varieties. ATCG nucleotides. We were working with olfactory receptors for smell, gene. It's a gene concerning for smell. So olfactory receptors, this looks like one, this one. Now, as you know probably that each cell in the nucleus, the genes are residing in chromosomes, and gene sequences are very vital for the purpose of, because these ultimately give us to 3-dimensional protein. The next slide will tell you. This gene sequence ultimately will be our 3-dimensional protein structures, and all the functions are done by proteins only. Or any living being, all the functions are done by proteins. Next please. So DNA sequencing is determining the order of ATCGs. For you see this DNA converted by some operation transcription, it is RNA getting translated by mechanism, some amino acid chain, and this is ultimately 3D structured protein. This is called protein folding problem due to the 2024 chemistry Nobel. Please recall that I said given any gene sequence, now with the help of AI, this can be formulated 100% success. This can be formulated with 100% success. So what do we mean by this? Basically, if you are diseased, that will be reflected in the gene sequence, and again that will be translated, that alteration of genes can be reflected in here. Ultimately this will be changed. So that way, comparing the ideal stage and disease stage, we can have the drug design procedure follows. But I'm sorry to tell you, I'm telling you in oversimplified manner. It is not that simple. So drug design means basically what is the alternative stage we have come through due to the disease. Next please. Please at the end. Please note it down. Yes, protein sequence will be changed.
Does it be down to the next generation DNA? Now DNA is being changed. Then will it be transferred to the next generation? Does it change DNA?
That depends. That depends again. Not sure. Immediately that is for the next generation will transmit it on. For certain diseases, yes. But I don't think that body immunity also makes it okay. And most of the times, due to the immunity, we gather the strength. Yes, disease condition is like that. Disease condition is like that. And in most of the times, we are getting cured in 7 days or in 1 week, right? Most of the times. Okay, now let me tell you 3 minutes time for nuclear fusion. Here also supercomputers are used, and it is expected that for quantum level computations also will be very much effective. Yeah, protons of 2 hydrogen atoms collide under immense pressure and density to form an helium atom. This process releases a huge amount of energy which raises the temperature of the sun to several million degrees. We get heat and light on Earth. This we have learned on investigating on science on sun, our sun, Surya journal. As reported in Nature journal in December 23, scientists produced a huge energetic fusion. Isotopes of hydrogen means what? The neutrons are getting changed. The deuterium and tritium, the hydrogen with changed neutrons, is deuterium and tritium bombarded with light from 192 laser beam. Some nuclei collided with each other and fused to form helium and released energy. Although in research labs, one milestone for this, for the energy hungry world. This you might point out, this our future creating energy, this nuclear fusion will be one standard thing, please. So I come back again to distributed computing. As I was telling, that distributed computers are more advantageous, and here is scalability. I will just try to point out this Netflix, many users of Netflix, cloud-based architecture allows it to stream billions of hours of content worldwide to millions of users. Now some not interested, and some again more customers came in, so that can be handled quite suitably. Flexibility can be updated dynamically. Robustness, systems can tolerate faults and errors. Parallelism, computations can be performed in parallel due to the distributed computing. And emergence, I want to draw your attention about the emergence, particularly for atomic level computation. Emergent properties refer to unexpected abilities that appears as the system becomes more complex. In our brain, big mystery is how does the mind emerge? How does the mind emerge from the physical brain? This is not yet solved. It's a challenge to the scientists still. Again, cells that make up a muscle display the emergent properties of muscle movement. The muscle movement, I can see, that is the emergent property. In a separate context, water molecules has the emergent properties like river flows and ocean flows. I don't want to describe more on it, because we know that compared to stored program control, we have come out with more advantageous distributed control. Quantum computing. What is quantum computing? A revolutionary approach to computation based on quantum mechanics. It's a part of physics basically. Utilizes quantum bits, qubits. Can be implemented in superconducting materials like niobium, aluminium, titanium nitride, etc. I want to very shortly these two landmarks, superposition and entanglement. Entanglement, because again I am going to refer entanglement in certain other context at the end. So what is superposition? Please, next. In our classical computers, bits are well understood, 0 and 1s, switching from 0 to 1, 1 to 0. But quantum computers use qubits thanks to quantum property called superposition. Qubits can be in a combination of both states at the same time, means 0 and 1 simultaneously. I will explain somewhat whatever I have understood. a Deber switch, this like switch can be in any position from 0 to 1. So it is a superposition of states. That's why it's called superposition. Next please. Quantum gates. In classical computing, all electronics engineers know it that logic gates and or not manipulate bits. Here also we get quantum gates manipulate. What manipulates? They manipulate the superposition of qubits. Superposition has to be understood in a very intuitive manner. I'm not going into this gate functioning, but I want to draw your attention in entanglement. This is quite important. Entanglement is a quantum phenomenon in which the states of two or more qubits become correlated, no matter where they lies, maybe lakhs of kilometers apart. The two qubits can be related. Next. Entangled qubits can exhibit a range of strange and counterintuitive behaviors, such as being able to instantaneously affect each other's state, even when separated by large distance. I was speaking to you. Now, this important note I would like to draw your attention. This is quite understandable. In our everyday world, a coin is either head or tail, one at a time. But in quantum realm, coin in motion can exist in a superposition of states, meaning it is both head or tail until we measure it by observing its final landing position. Toss coining, okay. In running position, it is in superposition. But finally, we know what is the final position. That is, moment we observe the coin, it collapses into a single definite state and the superposition vanishes. Similarly, in a quantum mechanics, particles like electrons and photons can exist in multiple states. It is a notion of probability measure. Probability measure of waves. Again, waves coming into our realm. Waves. So this thing we will again explain in somewhat after one slide. So measurement collapsing into a definite classical state, 0 as 1. Before measurement, the qubit holds a probability of being either state. It may be 1, maybe 75%, sometimes maybe 25%, 1 for being 1, 0 accordingly. Next. So the trick in quantum algorithm is to manipulate the qubits in such a way that the desired answer has a very high probability of being measured. That the quantum engineers are trying to do. Yes, this has been getting done. The final whatever so how the quantum computers tackle exponential problems. I was telling you 9 variable Boolean functions, right? Here another example has been taken. Suppose a long password sequentially you have taken. We have to check all the possibilities, all possibilities. Now in quantum paradigm, it can explore many or even all these possibilities simultaneously. A system of n qubits can exist in twice n because of 0 and 1, and entanglement further amplifies this power because entanglement of one qubit is related to other qubits also. That can be arranged. So this entanglement also one fortunate affair in quantum computing. In essence, quantum computers leverage the unique rules of quantum mechanics to explore vast computational spaces in parallel. It is done in parallel and with intricate correlations offering exponential speedups. Next one. Challenging problems. Not all problems are taken up by quantum computers. Only these kind of problems are taken up. So it is sometimes we discuss that hybrid computation is the future paradigm. Hybrid means classical supercomputers also. With it, whenever some challenging things will come, these quantum computers will be used. So factoring large numbers, simulating quantum systems like fusion, for simulation purpose. I discussed with this nuclear fusion, that is also quantum systems, means atomic level computations, and certain optimization problems also are, these are the common features for solving them. Next, severe limitation. That is one severe limitation is quantum algorithms require a different way of thinking than the way one normally approaches programming. For instance, it is not possible to store quantum states on working memory for accessing later in the algorithm. This is due to non-cloning principle of quantum physics. It is impossible to make a copy of quantum system. It is possible, however, to move the state of a set of qubits to another set of qubits, but in effect this deletes the information from the original. So to program a quantum computer requires manipulations of qubits so that the states can be, that correspond to the desired outcome, have a much higher probability of being measured. So I think another notion I require, please next one. This, what is quantum interference? We have also discussed this. Superposition can exist in multiple states, entanglement, qubits can be correlated regardless of distance. This one, which has to be understood something, quantum interference help in probability amplitude modulation. Next one. So if we suppose two stones dropped in a steel pond, one after another, what do we observe? We get somewhere high points of crest and somewhere low point or trough. So in quantum system, particles exist as a probability wave, consider a probability wave of possible positions. So one wave is there, another stone, another wave is coming, so that is also getting, so at different positions the amplitude getting changed. But in huge number of qubits, these amplitudes, whatever the desired one, that would be only utilized. That is the feature, basic feature of quantum computing. So next. So challenges in quantum computing, hardware limitations, qubit stability. Means only for few nanoseconds the qubits remaining in either 0 or collapsed in 0 or 1. So that is a severe limitations. Next, error rates are quite high in quantum. Extremely low temperature required for operation. That is very costly. Although some Chicago company has arranged something, I will tell you. High cost and complexity. Next. Major breakthroughs already done. Microsoft's Majorana 1 chip. And Google's Willow computer chip. Just I would like to draw your attention, Willow computer chip, which accomplished a computational task in 5 minutes. That can accomplish a computational task in 5 minutes. That would take current supercomputers to 10 septillion years, means 10 to the power 24 years. That means millions of years. That would be done in just 5 minutes. So this achievement has sparked discussion about the potential implications for understanding quantum mechanics and parallel universe. Just scientists are thinking aloud different aspects. What could be the possibility? We are in a teeny planet, that is Earth. But universe is very vast. So understanding of quantum mechanics and parallel universes. So next, investment. Some Israeli company are raising funds for this purpose. Next please. So quantum resistant encryption at Switzerland getting done. Now Blue Force cryogenic facility has been done in Chicago. That's facility in Chicago to support the development of quantum lab facility, quantum technologies. These developments underscore a rapidly evolving landscape in quantum computing. Next. So, quantum computing holds great promise. Significant challenges remaining, but progress is rapid. Continued research and investments are there, we are observing. Quantum supremacy and beyond. About this, I have prepared 2 slides. You have to bear with me. At the very end, I will be describing them. That is absolutely I have prepared very carefully. Please, next 2 slides are. New AI, let me complete what is AI. New AI means advancement in artificial intelligence, including machine learning, deep learning. Deep learning, I was telling you, all the informations of Rabindranath Tagore this way, all deep learning and cognitive computing. These technologies enable machines to learn, reason, and interact with humans in more natural and intuitive ways. Presently, for new advocates, there is no job in USA because IBM Watson is software related to various laws which can demonstrate and execute better than any middle ranking advocates. In this way, in the coming 10 years, 90% of Americans will become jobless, only 10% will be termed as super specialists. Next. Healthcare. Doctors must take advantage of AI, definitely. The patient's diagnosis, this kind of diagnosis through image analysis, radiology, pathology, but risk of misdiagnosis also is there. Personalized treatment, particularly I really state robotic surgery getting done at various places, you know, guided by this AI technology. Virtual assistant also I described in previous slides also. Please, next. In transportation industries, now we hear that AI-powered self-driven cars displacing all the jobs of drivers. But these are 2 positive route optimization. AI-powered algorithms optimize routes, reducing travel time, fuel consumption, and lowering emissions. Predictive maintenance, AI-powered sensors monitor vehicle health, predict maintenance needs, and reduce downtime. Next one. In finance, AI is used in risk management, portfolio optimization, credit scoring, and risk management, algorithmic trading, and virtual financial advisors. In finance sector. Next. I'm going rapidly because there is no use. Actually, you can open Google to give rise to all this, whatever uses of AI. Customer service and education. Education means definitely you can rely on a robot. He is speaking at different subjects to you, but ultimately for some special thing you can come to one specialist, human teacher. That I'm sure that would be required. That need will never diminish. Next. So cyber security, natural language processing, computer vision, image recognition, object detection, and facial recognition, all this being done by robotics and autonomous systems, self-driven cars, drones, and robots. These are just a few examples of AI transformative impact across industries. As AI continues to evolve, we can expect more innovative applications and solutions to emerge. Limitations of this: bias and fairness. AI systems can perpetuate biases. Who has developed this AI? Discriminate against certain groups if trained on biased data. In several other limitations are there, particularly I should say job replacement. In that context, I will refer to one Satyajit Ray's Onukul cinema. I will refer to that. Job replacement also is a huge social impact. Lack of human judgment. AI systems can lack human judgment, empathy, and common sense, leading to unintended consequences. In conclusion, AI has the potential to revolutionize numerous industries and aspects of our lives. However, it's essential to acknowledge its limitations and address the challenges associated with its development. Dopamine to feel good. Means this is the dopamine, this compound C8H11NO2. Neurotransmitter, the role of dopamine. A critical neurotransmitter is the brain affects our emotions, motivations and pleasure. Defining dopamine, it's a chemical substance used by neurons, again neurons coming from a human body, concept of human body, in the brain to send signals to other nerve cells. It is instrumental in influencing various psychological processes. Dopamine impacts a range of behaviors and cognitive functions including learning, attention, mood and sleep. It is also crucial in pain processing and physical movement. Now, research has shown already that traditional shopping and both indoor and outdoor games, instead of online shopping and games with the computer, can ease sadness, which is affecting our mental health. Next one. In this context, let us elaborate on social interactions. Day by day, we are forgetting social interactions. Highly interesting. One event, in a rare in-person office meeting with the team, the team leader asked one person in the meeting, pointing to the person sitting next, "Have you spoken to her about that issue?" The person said, "Of course, I have emailed her about that issue." The team leader asked again, "I wanted to know, have you spoken?" The boy again replied, "Of course, I pinched her immediately." It is this where lies the real problem. Personal interactions and sentiment is missing, which implies we are gradually losing human interaction skills. This is quite dangerous. We forgot to write letters and now stop talking on the phone. In fact, sometimes we feel scared to call, fearing that it might make them uncomfortable and mad even. Next, we'll forget to even chat online and ask Meta or GPT, this generative AI, Meta or GPT, to write on our behalf. Apparently, Sam Altman, OpenAI CEO, is working with others to make AI-aided tool to write for us. If Meta AI or Gemini AI provide us all kinds of writing, our writing skill, emotions, similarly the acting skills, emotions will vanish. Next, we better wake up and start walking backwards regarding all kinds of human interactions. Otherwise, it is not only sad, it is scary. Don't forget, we need dopamine to reactivate the emotional feelings. I reiterate that in using the robots, we should not become robots, mechanical robots. That is not decent. Next, we raise questions. Who will teach irony, etc. to AI? Who will teach AI how to create humor? Who will teach AI when to laugh, when to smile, when to only twitch your lips? So there is still hope for humanity. Humanity will always one step ahead. Is it just a sentiment or wishful thinking? But robotic humanoids are cloning some of these in a crude way today, which is very scary. One small contesting idea is machines will learn by itself as humans have learned. If you train to teach one of the AIs the entire literary output of Rabindranath Tagore or the entire painting style of Picasso's Blue Period, then definitely it will be able to produce new literature or painting on mastering their style. The answer is big no. ChatGPT was asked to write a sonnet about Sandesh in Shakespeare's English, and the output was just astonishing. One poem on Kolkata's Sandesh written by ChatGPT. "Oh Sandesh, the sweetest treat of Bengal, so rich and textured so fine, the pride, the joy, the very soul of Kolkata's sweets, with taste divine." No, next one. But again question, can it evolve its own poetic style? Answer is big no. Who will teach ChatGPT to evolve new styles? Only its data inputs persons and machine learning programmers, if anything is a new style, it has to be from interference by humans only. It has to be interfered by humans only. Important note, think about darker side of AI. One phone call came, exactly your son's voice. Exactly your son's voice out of the country asking for money, kind of forgery. This is quite dangerous. So science can be both blessing or a curse depending on how it is used and the intentions of those who wield it. The key responsibility is conduct AI responsibly, regulate AI by governments and regulatory bodies, educate the public must be educated about the benefits and risks of AI advancements to ensure that they can make informed decisions about the use of AI in society. Ultimately, AI is a tool that can be used for good or evil. It's up to us to ensure that AI is used responsibly and for the benefit of humanity. Lastly, let us recap the 21-minute cinema based on Onukul, the short story by Satyajit Ray, another visionary or Bengali visionary, 1976, and screened by Sujoy Ghosh, 2017. Nikunjo, please, I'm just reading out, this is a story. Nikunjo Chaturvedi, a Hindi teacher, purchased an Android under some AI, Android named Onukul from a corporate agency in Kolkata. Onukul is programmed to perform any human tasks without holidays or overtime. Onukul becomes part of Nikunjo's household and observes the people and things around him. Now one day, Nikunjo's cousin Ratan, who lost his job to a robot, is against Onukul. So he attacks Onukul. The machine he is not liking. He attacks Onukul. That way it is programmed already. So Onukul electrocutes Ratan with a high voltage electric spark, resulting Ratan's death. That is the short story. So message from Satyajit Ray, machines are not inherently evil or good and should be programmed to behave in a certain way, that is to cope with science and technology, revolution or evolution for the betterment of human race. This is by visionary Satyajit Ray. Next. No, that is another. Previous one. This. Okay, we are at Vivekananda Science Circle, standing on this holy place, a lotus feet of Thakur Ma Swamiji. My suggestion to the society is, we have to adopt and adapt AI logically, but should not be addicted to artificial intelligence. By this I mean that by using AI robot, we should not make ourselves robot. That is, and now I will just tell you two slides. Go back to 38. So here, just previous one. Can we go previous one? Here, previous one. Yes, quantum supremacy and beyond. This quantum supremacy, we discussed some point, right? This quantum supremacy, here next two slides, I am going to extend my imagination, telling you that imagination or kalpana is not the sole business of poets and novelists. Researchers, scientific researchers also has to imagine and write it down in the form of hypotheses or conjectures. I am trying my best to write down something. I don't know whether you will accept it or not. I am not asking you to accept. But before going into these two slides, I would like to say, among ourselves, there are three types of people are there. One is devotees, astic, extremist, Gnostic, atheists, and somebody in between, what you call agnostic. In the ISI, in the Indian Statistical Institute, I remember a very senior colleague. He is now not on this earth, departed soul. So, in a laughing face, he said, that I'm an agnostic. And he puts one logic about the agnostic. Agnostic means because I don't have the capacity to prove that God is there, neither I don't have the capacity to nullify this. So I declare myself agnostic. So devotees, agnostics and atheists. So I would appeal to someone, if you are not ready to accept these ideas, please excuse me. Yes, please. In the spiritual domain, we have observed the phenomenon like thought reading. There is an interesting story involving Ramakrishna Dev. At the fag end of Ramakrishna's life, who was suffering from throat cancer, his disciple Swami Vivekananda was taking care of him and thinking of in his mind, if this person is really God, why is he unable to get rid of this kind of physical disease, restlessness? Is he really God? Immediately Ramakrishna Dev pushed Vivekananda and told, still you don't have full faith on me. Still you don't have full faith on me. Immediately Vivekananda realized that he was caught by his Guru Ramakrishna Dev. This is a story in the thought reading. Suppose whenever I am thinking, deep thinking, I am spending some energy, and quantized energy levels, these high energy physicists, there is one higher level up to which we can reach. High energy physicists, and similarly low energy physicists also. So quantized energy levels are there, E equal to h nu. So whenever I am spending some energy on deep thought, so those energies are spending, that have to be captured and decoded. That's the my thinking, going through different journals, etc. Now, difference between conscious body and a dead body, that is, what is missing out of the conscious body? What is missing out of the conscious body, which is coming out, maybe in waves or some kind of special energy? Vedantic way of interpretation, Swamiji have given already to Nikola Tesla, and making the conscious body dead. I'm just proposing this. This is a challenging problem to scientists also. Please, next. It is said that individual souls or Jivatma are smallest parts of Paramatma, Brahman. And every individual soul, which is the subject or observer, which observes body, mind and all earthly objects, is nothing but our true I. Pakahami, that is the Pakahami. Body, mind, etc. are all changing and cannot present the actual I. This body, Amina, Amar Mon, Amina, Ogulo kintu Amina, that cannot represent the actual I. So, some group of thinkers claim that subject cannot observe the subject. Just like we cannot see our own eyes. Can we see our own eyes? No. But definitely with the help of mirror, we can see our eyes. Subject cannot, we cannot see our own eyes. So some thinkers claim that subject cannot observe the subject. Means subject here is Jivatma. So if we want to investigate about the Jivatma investigating Jivatma, that is impossible, saying some by thinkers. So, but definitely with the help of mirror we can see our eyes. Similarly, it is hoped that with the help of quantum physics and some quantum level instruments, hopefully we will be able to capture one day the existence of soul, or more precisely the following conjecture. Whether any entanglement, this term I have used here, whether any entanglement can be obtained between the states before and after death. That investigation being done, I was told, in some groups, I was in contact also. Can we obtain between the states before and after death, or before and after Samadhi? For that to happen, one person's going to Samadhi state, like Ramakrishna Dev, is very much needed. So, next please. I am grateful to the Secretary Maharaj Suparnanandaji, Secretary RMIC, for this opportunity to share some of my thoughts. I also got inspiration from Shamol Lahiri, Professor Porimal Pal Chaudhuri, my elder brother, my music teacher, Mr. Aditya Narayan Bhattacharya, and my PhD student, Dr. Sudhakar Sahu, Institute of Mathematics and Applications, Bhubaneswar. Lastly, I am grateful to you all for providing me a patient hearing. That's all. Thank you. Yes. Nuclear fusion, please. Nuclear fusion. Nuclear fusion, possibly. Nuclear. This is this one. Is that right? Okay, please. What is the question, please? Oh, the construction of helium. This we have learned from science of sun. Science of sun. That has been applied here. Isotopes of hydrogen, atoms having same number of protons, deuterium and tritium, that is the isotopes of hydrogen, bombarded with light from 192 laser beam, some nuclei collided with each other and fused to form helium. Again, fused to form helium and released energy, huge amount of energy released. This is our future source of energy that has been anticipated.
Sir, may I ask a question?
No, experimental details also. Simulations getting started already. Yes. Simulations means need supercomputers. Yes.
স্যার আপনার লাস্ট যেটা বললেন না যে ওই যে কোয়ান্টাম থিওরি মানে এক্সপ্লেনেশন কি দিতে পারলো মানে আফটার ডেথ অ্যান্ড বিফোর ডেথ যেটা
that is actually I have ventured it to show to you, because entanglement, you understand, very few people who are not seriously engaged in this quantum entanglement, superposition we understand, entanglement to understand clearly, it's a quantum physics aspect, right? Entanglement, I use the entanglement term before and after death. I use the entanglement term. Entanglement means connected. Two qubits are connected. No matter how far they are apart. They may be several lakhs of kilometers away. Two neutrons can be connected. Okay, that has been experimentally done.
মানে আপনি বলতে চাইছেন যে একটা স্পেশাল এনার্জি আছে যেটা একটা মানে একটা পার্থক্য তৈরি করে একটা জীবিত শরীর একটা মৃত শরীরের মধ্যে, তো সেইটা মানে বেরিয়ে যায় সেই স্পেশাল এনার্জিটা।
ওটার এটা রিলেটেড হয়ে যাচ্ছে, দুটো কিউবিটস রিলেটেড হয়ে যাচ্ছে।
রিলেটেড হয়ে গেলে তাহলে কি করে বা রিলেটেড হয়ে গেলে কি করে তাহলে আগের আর পরেরটা, আগের আর পর এই দুটোকে কি করে মানে ডিস্টিংগুইশ করব? যদি রিলেটেডই হয়ে যায় তাহলে হাউ ক্যান উই রিলেট, হাউ ক্যান উই স্পিক দ্যাট প্রিভিয়াস অ্যান্ড আফটার?
I got your answer. Interesting question, but
Thank you.
This is still in experimental stage. Actually, this is, you know, conjecture means nothing finalized. We have conjecture means some imagination we have dropped only. Okay, but that would energize us to investigate further. So what you are saying, before and after entangled states, that could be seen in the experiment, that are entangled, that is true. Okay, So if that can be connected before and after death, then only I am talking about that phenomenon. All right? Yes. Any other question?
So artificial intelligence basically artificial intelligence basically
Learned by programs only.
it is actually a threat or a blessing. How should we consider it?
It's just program. Different programmers write. It's a kind of program which are embedded in the systems, AI systems, and run in high speed.
Run in high speed. The
Yes.
thing is that, sir, in every profession, AI is nowadays it is the next
After-
generation,
yes, yes,
technology.
yes, sure.
Okay. So how the people of different profession at different age, many people are aged over here. Okay, how can we basically as I am a media person, I don't know what is it AI and how is it going to help me in my field. So how can I learn the basics? And secondary, how can I proceed further?
Actually,
Is there any course or is there
yes,
how could you-
several courses are already advertised. In the Google, if you look into this Google and other periphery, this is several courses are getting advertised every now and then, and by different institutions. And suppose I was narrating this one doctor, he got one case, okay? That similar case, what was the diagnosis and how the prescription was done, that can be within a second, that can be achieved, right?
can be achieved.
With the help of AI. That way, all the necessary informations must be embedded in a particular area.
Okay, so, okay.
Yes.
Sir, I studied in class 11. I was studying as an instructor. So now my doubt is that then J.J. Thomson discovered the electron. But if we tell AI to discover electron by making an experiment of its own, then why couldn't it do it?
But how will be telling with the help of instructions?
Yes.
All the instructions have to be inputted. Those instructions must be real, in the sense that you have to tell the computer that if you follow these instructions, one specialist system will come out, right? So you have to tell distinct, definite steps of instructions you have to tell. Yeah. No. How can it be? Some concepts regarding this, that automatically machines will learn themselves. That way, possibly you are trying to tell this one. Okay, that thing is, in my view, that is quite remote still. Yes, please. Huh? Yes, Alokda, please. Can you give the louder, please? I cannot hear.
To me at least, this subject is very difficult, but I was trying to realize only what actually is the state of affairs regarding AI. I believe AI is a mechanical, mechanized, mechanized, interplay between certain informations. And we generate that information. Human only can generate that information through imagination or conception, like. So this way, a mechanized way of doing thing is the basis of AI.
But it is helping us.
Whenever you said, no, this is a tireless job for the AI to do the job. Humans, they get tired, they become, okay. It is boring to them sometimes. So AI can, or like computer is basically the basis of the AI only. Computerized system also is the basis of the AI, because in a large scale, AI is a total, abstract sort of thing. I do not understand that much, but I was
But,
trying to realize that.
Please,
only.
please try to understand that AI is nothing but programs learnt, programs embedded in the system.
Yes,
That is all.
that is all. Fine, this one. Okay, fine. Thank you.
Previously means it is 3 decades, 4 decades old. We have been trying. We have been trying. Yeah. Machine is doing this with the help of programmer, persons who write programs, learned, machine is learning.
Again, after 3 decades, I was a student of computer application in 2000s.
In your special area, if you,
In those days, it was also AI, but in new times, in new era, again the AI is being so much highlighted, and the word is.
please use the microphone, please.
The AI is very much in use in everyone's mouth, in Facebook, in Insta, in everywhere, in computer, mobile. AI. But this is getting more vibration, more highlight.
Because of the fact that if I am a doctor, physician, I would take help from AI because I don't remember all the aspects of this particular case. This particular case, if I give input, the output is a definite answer for me. This is a helping assistant.
It is in a better way.
Better way, because
comparing with the past decades.
yes, sure,
Okay,
sure.
Thank you.
Okay, if there is no other, I take leave with again a good thank you to all of you for listening.